The man who broke the Bank of England in 1992, one man looked at the British government, looked at the entire financial system of a major world power, and decided he was smarter than all of them. He was right, and it made him over $1 billion in a single day. This is the story of how George Soros broke the Bank of England. It starts with something called the European Exchange Rate Mechanism, the ERM, a system designed to tie European currencies together and create stability before the launch of the euro. The idea was simple. Countries would keep their currencies within a narrow range against each other. If your currency got too weak, you raised interest rates. If it got too strong, you lowered them. Britain joined the ERM in 1990, and from the very beginning, it was a disaster waiting to happen. The problem was that Britain was in a recession. Its economy was weak, but to stay in the ERM, it had to keep the pound artificially high against the German mark. The German economy, by contrast, they're driven by psychology, by pride, by governments refusing to admit they were wrong. He realized the British government was trapped. They couldn't keep interest rates high forever because it was destroying their own economy. But they couldn't lower rates without the pound crashing. And if the pound crashed, they would be humiliated on the world stage. So Soros made a bet, a massive bet. He shorted the British pound. Shorting means borrowing an asset, selling it, and hoping to buy it back later at a lower price. If the pound fell, he would make a fortune. If the pound held, he would lose everything. But this wasn't a gamble. It was a calculated move. He studied the numbers. He saw the pressure. He knew the British government was running out of options. He built his position slowly at first. Then, as the evidence mounted, he went all in. He borrowed and sold over $10 billion worth of pounds. $10 billion. Other hedge funds saw what he was doing and followed. And George Soros, he walked away with $1 billion in profit. In a single day, he became known forever as the man who broke the Bank of England. But here's the part of the story that most people miss. Soros wasn't just lucky. He understood a fundamental truth about all financial systems. Governments are not all-powerful. Central banks are not invincible. They are run by human beings who make mistakes, who let pride cloud their judgment, who refuse to change course even when the evidence is overwhelming. The Bank of England didn't have to fight. They could have left the ERM earlier. They could have admitted the peg was unsustainable. But admitting a mistake is the hardest thing for any institution to do.